Hello, it is I, Bragi. Wait for some people to turn up. We are indeed doing another live stream. I'm a Viking, as you can tell from the clothes I wear. Today I'm dressed more like a Russian Viking, the Russ. Oh, you S. Ah, very a good bunch of lads. God, I'm not wearing my baggy trousers though. Anybody there? We'll see how today's live stream goes, or this evening's, of course. We've done one. Can't speak then. We've done one this afternoon. Or a comment from Turkey. Yes. I can't really. Give me a minute. I'll just log out of this. I'm still streaming. I think I should be on camera. Hang on. It is right now. I want to get a cup of tea before I start drinking some cider in a nice authentic mug. This is a wren mug. I know a folk tale about the king of the birds, and it features a wren. I think I have told that tale before. So we're waiting for somebody to turn up. I just had a text message. I don't know if you can text people at the same time as be on camera. Oh, I sent it to the wrong person. We'll have to get TK on a live stream. I've meant to send a message to Eilich, the man of many axes, but somehow I must have sent a message to TK instead, as I was messaging him. So I think we're still on camera. Oh yes, I do love these old live streams. Hopefully soon we'll do some more regular ones. I've got one person watching. Hello, wherever you may be. I'll leave a comment if we can find the comment section. Where? Two people watching. Oh, it's great to have two people watching. I'm indeed a Viking, and somehow I think I've lost the box for the comments. So let me just have a look whilst I figure this out on the editor. Yeah, the chat box should be there. Good. And go back to that. Bear with me. So, Irishman, hi Bragi, how are you keeping? Well, I'm keeping very well, thank you, and I'm glad you sent a message so I can see the messages. For a minute there, I thought wasn't going to see them. That would be terrible. How can I read your messages if I can't see them? I do need to go to Instagram to message Eilich. I thought I did that. So we don't have well, we've got a little bit of a plan. We're going to talk about the thumbnails. We're going to talk about the subtitles and the videos, but I think that's something we need to talk about at some point. And then we're going to talk about the social structure of the Anglo Saxons. I think that would be quite interesting. And I got a bit to talk about mental well-being, because I think that's quite important during these times, and mental health, because let's face it, we're in a big crisis in the world. And if we can talk about mental well-being and share some of that knowledge and support people, that's great. And we may talk about Anglo-Danish commands. In front of me I've got a sheet. I'm pretty sure TK wrote that sheet. Oh, we've got Graham Turner. Hail Bragi, I've got brooch envy. Oh, it's a nice brooch. You may be raided in the near future. Oh, well, you're more than welcome to come back and do some live streaming in the future. Come and stay the night and we'll feed you lots and lots of mead. It's okay, cider. I'm going mad here. So, oh yes, so nice to see you on the channel. So I'll just do a quick hello. No, that's below. No, some days I can't spell. I've got fat fingers, don't really help when your little boxes of your letters are so tiny. So, Irishman says, have you ever tried making any ancient style ale? I did some years ago. I am contemplating have I got making some Anglo-Saxon style mead, as I kind of figured I got 500 pounds in honey downstairs below me, and we've got to make good use of it. So making mead will be a good idea. And for special occasions, I will break out the 40-year-old mead. I have 4 gallons left. It's very nice. In fact, a friend of mine tried some the other day in a little glass, and he said it's the nicest mead he's ever had. So, and it's bound to be. It's 40 well, it's 1977 it was made, so you can calculate how old it is. So you need a runic keyboard. Yes, I don't think they make them. I could really do one of them. It depends what runes we're going to have them in. Older Futhark, Anglo Saxon, Northumbrian. We need one of each. So that would be very cool. And we don't have a set plan really. These are just generally, the idea of this is just to read your comments and just hang out with our subscribers. And I hope you like the quality. Much better than the old camera we had, the Samsung S6. That was a little bit not so good as this. In fact, in this camera we can film in 8K. I've only ever filmed 8K once. The files are quite large. And of course it adds to my forever growing list of videos to edit. I think I've still got about 80 videos to edit. So, and I will be sharing some of your old videos, take care, through the community tab to let the current subscribers see some of your content. So in a few weeks on a Wednesday they will be seeing the video of Lindisfarne, the poem you did. So it's very cool to see you here. And I must go out and I hope when I go out I don't end the stream. I don't think it does. I just want to message Eirik, the man of many axes. Because I'm just going to simply put live streaming, because I know he'll be gutted if he missed another one. He's already missed a couple. And he's one of our Viking brothers, of course you all are. And let's not forget our Viking sisters too. You know, they're just as important. Although on YouTube, I think we currently, as I said earlier, we have around about 96% of our watchers are male. And 6%, no, 94% are male and 6% are ladies. They're slightly higher on the overall statistics. Can't say that word. Not when I'm tired. I've already had about 10 hours sleep in 2 days. And Graham Turner says, you can never have too many axes. Oh, no, you can't. I mean, every Viking needs at least a dozen axes or more. You can never have enough axes and shields and swords. So, here's an old sword you may recognise. One of my favourites. That was an eBay purchase. Bear in mind, I don't want to smash my nice mug. This is oh, it's fallen down. I've got a peace tie in it, so I can't open it. Damn Wessex. Alfred the Great with his peace tie. So, oh yes, I do like making axes too. Very simple to make if you find an old axe. Yes, I don't always like scheduling streams because some days I do that, especially with Egil, and you know, you'll try to do schedule a stream on a Wednesday when he comes over and it'll rain and he can't make it, or if I schedule a stream I'll be too tired because of the amount of work I have to do caring for my father. But in the future we will try to get onto that a little bit more, and we will schedule the live streams where I'm planning to read your Beowulf in one go, so in English, not Anglo Saxon. I don't want to butcher it. I'm still here. Here's Eirik, the man of many axes. Live stream. Long time no speak, brother Bragi. I'm always speaking. I've not stopped since I was 5. Yes, I did not speak until I was 5. Apparently I suffered from something called Einstein syndrome, because he too did not speak until quite late. So, does it mean I'm a genius? Oh, I don't know. I'll let you decide that. I could put that out in a poll one day. Is Bragi a genius? Should Bragi grow a beard? We'll see. And often in these live streams I do tell random folk tales. And this got me thinking whilst I'm drinking my cup of tea about the king of the birds. One day all the beasts, they all got round in England, the land of the Angles and the Saxons. And they was all sat round deciding, well, who should be the king of the birds? Well, the owl said, well, I don't want to be king. I'm too busy hooting away. And they decided that they should have some kind of a contest. They said, what should we do for the contest? And so they decided whoever could fly the highest shall be the king. And of course, you know, the eagle, well, he thought he had it in the can here, you know, had it in the old mug, you know, because he thought he could fly the iris. So first of all, that little robin, he had a go, he flicked his little wings and he flew and flew and flew, but he could only get so high. And then a blackbird, he had a go, and he flew much higher than a robin. But he was beaten by the old raven, of course, you know. And of course, we've heard of two famous ravens, Hugin and Mugin, mind and thought. And then, you know, the eagle, it was his turn. It was a mighty, mighty bird. And so he thought, I'm going to fly the highest out of all these birds, and I shall be the king of the birds, the king of the beasts. Which kind of reminds me of another old English story. And so, you know, there he was, flying and flying and flying, until his wings could not flap no more. He was tired. Then suddenly, from his back, popped out the wren, the little Jenny wren. And the wren managed to fly much higher than the eagle. And the eagle, well, was too tired to fly and catch the wren. And that is how the wren, the king, became the king of the birds. An old English story and fable that was found in the Dictionary of British Folktales. So Graham Turner says, the pattern roller sword is made from Danish bog iron. Yes, grow a beard. Yes, I often told people that it's made from Danish bog iron. It's a good story and it's a fantastic piece of kit. I'm always looking at buying more bits of kit. I bought a new tunic the other day off eBay. Not for me. It's too low quality for me. I'm not having brown. Not when I can have nice red. Saying that, I'm wearing a rather plain one at the moment. Under tunic. Under skater. So, if you have any comments, hope you're okay, Iric. I will message you in the next few days and maybe tonight or tomorrow. By the time I finish this, it could be 2 or 3 in the morning. So some days we do these long live streams. And with less than 500 hours now from being partnered on YouTube. So we better get some money from the AdSense. And you will be seeing adverts, unfortunately. But that's YouTube doing that more than me. So, yes, I will grow a beard one day. I've been thinking about having a poll at 10,000 subs, whether, you know, Bragi should grow a beard. I think we know the outcome. They're going to say yes, aren't they? And then I'll be destined to have a beard and look my age. I'm not young as I do now. So, oh yes. So it's always cool to see folk on here. So if you have any questions about Viking culture or Anglo Saxons or any kind of questions, let me know. One day we're hoping to see Iric on camera when he comes up and moves to Derby. He's on about it with his lovely girlfriend. We'll have to get you a good job in Derby, won't we, Iric? Find you some cheap property to rent in and we'll get you doing some combat. I will be leaving this cup of tea behind soon and heading for a more alcoholic drink. After all, it is a Wednesday and we do have to honour the god Odin, or Odin, in the tongue of the Saxons. But let's not forget Thunar as well, the god of thunder. One of my other favourite gods. And, you know, we'll probably talk about the Anglo-Saxon gods one day. I mean, there's not a great deal of evidence for them. It's lacking, really. It's a shame we have lost so much. And Graham Turner says, be a beardo, works for me. Oh, yes, beard maketh the man. It's a saying I often hear. So don't forget, folks, go and share this with your friends and your grandma, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, whoever you know. Share it on Facebook and Reddit. We'll get some more people. I think we had 15 people watching earlier, which is quite low compared to some of the live streams I see when they got 10,000 people watching. I watched one the other day and somebody donated £750 to somebody. You think to yourself, wow, you know. So some people are very generous on these live streams. That was a fit MC video live stream on a Sunday morning. And we've got a comment here from the Viking King. Yo, how are you, Viking King? Are you back to school yet? I'm doing okay, my friend. I'm drinking tea at the moment. Irishman, Vidar is my favourite Norse god. Oh yes, I've heard of him. And the Viking King says, good. Oh, cool. And he says, nah, not back to school. That's not a bad thing though, is it really? I mean, how many people are gutted? You know, you just finished school and you're now having to get a job and you could have had a year off because of COVID-19. But it has been a terrible crisis, and I think at some point we'll talk about mental health and the effects it's had on people. I think it has affected lots of people in many ways. But I've certainly been busy trying to sew. But I have been going through a bit of a nightmare year, to be honest, but that's another saga on its own. So Oh yes. So I just got to finish the tea. Tea, that's the thing British people drink. That's all gone. That was nice, that was. I do make a good cup of tea. I do make a nice cup of coffee as well. Yes. It's years of practice. So every Englishman needs to know how to make a good cup of tea. It's essential. But don't go throwing it in arbours like you do in America. Boston Tea Party. That's another subject for another channel and another day. If we ever do start a much later channel, we've been thinking about it. It doesn't all get warm in this gear. So the Viking King, I've just moved just before lockdown, and the school that sent me work got me 7-year work rather than year 9. So I'm not doing work. Woohoo, woohoo, whoa, get on your Xbox and, you know, shoot people on the Xbox and play games, you know. I've certainly learnt more out of school than I did in school. So, saith Baig, are you a teacher or something? No, I'm not a teacher. I certainly can teach people things, but no, I'm not a teacher. I'm not qualified. I'm actually an engineer by trade. In fact, I've actually kind of gone into pre-retirement. I kind of retired early. It feels like retirement, although I'm a home carer most of the time from my father. And if you don't know who my father is, that's Magnarsson. No related to the real Ragnar, as I put some silverware on. So, Eirik says, been playing old Skyrim today, good fun, haha. And, yeah, I've been thinking about playing that game myself. About halfway through that game, I've got about 500 hours of gameplay. And I keep thinking, oh, I must go back, I must go and play some more. So Saith Big says, what are you dressed as? Well, I'm dressed as a Viking, a little bit Eastern, as I'm wearing a kaftan, a split jacket. So, as well, this is what the channel's about. You will look a little bit daft if you're dressed in normal clothing. As I said earlier, in the previous live stream, you'll just be seeing me wearing a Guns N' Roses t-shirt and jeans and modern life. It's how I dress. I kind of still dress like I'm living in the 1990s, to be honest, and I've still got clothes I wear from the 90s. I'm not really changed too much in figure. And the Viking King says Skyrim is the best. Oh yes, I do hope they'll make a new Skyrim game in the future. I kind of a little bit disappointed with the last Fallout game. I didn't like the fact that you have to play with other people. I didn't want that. I wanted to play the game on my own and be exclusive, not have some idiot going around trying to shoot me. Not that Fallout is full of idiots, but you know, you get your game. I've been playing Skyrim for years. I think I first played the second one. Never played number 1. Played number 2 and 3. Eirik, the man of many axes. Yes, I gave him that name. Not Eirik. I gave him the latter bit because he loves his axes. I'm going to give him an axe one day. It says Skyrim is boss. Never gets boring. Ha 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 ha. Oh no, that's one too many ha-has there. And the Viking King, okay, going to go play GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5. I've got that game on the Xbox, but I've not really got into it too much. I know a lot of my friends cheated and I got millions and billions of dollars in it. So, and there's me with hardly nothing and a rubbish car and a rubbish pistol. But yet again, a great game. The other day I was playing a game called Crossout. That's a free game. I do recommend that. It's a game where you can drive and build crazy trucks and shoot people. It's for a free game. It's very, very good. It's had a big update recently. So, Irishman, I only like the Total War PC games, but haven't played them in a few years. It's been a long time since I played on PC. The last time I played on PC, I played on 2B2T. And escaping, trying to be attacked by a load of veterans and rushers. Eventually I did get away and I did survive and escape spawn. The legacy of that world is amazing. But if of course you never heard of 2B2T, then I would recommend you check out Fit MC. He once said hello to me in a live stream. He's really massive now. I think he's not long reached 1 million subscribers. That's amazing. You know, who knows? One day we could reach 1 million subscribers. Yeah, one day, maybe in 10 years. I know I caught 5-year prediction 71,000. and I think that's quite an underestimation. So I imagine we're going to easily hit 100,000, and I'll have the silver play button on the wall. I'll definitely unbox that on camera, but we're a few years off from that. We're still working towards 3,700 videos, which is the average number of videos a million subscriber channels have. So we've got about 3,200 videos to go. 3,200 videos to go. But we will get there. Although it means me doing a lot of editing, which is my life away from home caring. What do you do, Bragi? I edit videos all day. Oh, in the old days when I used to do simple editing, I missed them. So, yes, don't forget to share this. We'll see. No doubt more people will turn up as the stream progresses, and we'll carry on. Luckily, we're not having no problem. We've got good frame rate, which is always good. I think soon it'll be time to open a beer. I do have a nice medieval holder. This is a little bit later from the Viking age. This is more 12th, 13th century. Hello. But I do look a good drinking vessel. And this gets about 2 pints in this. I got your drinking on over there. One day I will return it to you. Take care. I've not forgotten. So, long pause of silence. I do say silence is golden. You're only going to get that if you're really old. Older than me. I mean, I have 4 people watching. That's fantastic. It's a fantastic 4. Hey! I couldn't make it up, could I? Hopefully this time I bought a bottle opener. And I won't have to use my Seax to open the bottle. And today I'm drinking an old Mount cider. It is a kiwi and lime flavour. Yeah, those mugs were quite cheap back in the day. I think I paid £9 for that. And you think about the amount of time it takes to make one of them. And that would be going back, what, 2004, 2005 maybe a little bit earlier. Oh yes, just a little bit of froth. So cheers everybody. May the gods protect you and bring you wisdom, strength and everything else. And if you're not old enough to drink, don't drink. Wait until you're 18. Or 21 in America. So games, Anafatel, rules. I'm on the red side. Sorry, dreadful pun. Yes, I look forward to being reunited with the drinking horn. Yes, one day I will return it to you. It is my ultimate goal in life to return the horn of take here. Oh yes. We don't often play games on the channel. They're on about games on Xbox and PC, Graham. I don't think many of them would have heard of Anafatel. I can't pronounce some days when I'm tired. Yeah, why would I choose a channel which I can't pronounce things? Trust me. Oh yes. Alcohol. Oh, that's very nice. So hopefully we'll see Panada turn up in a bit and Andre Linage and a few of the regulars. Yes, we do have regulars on the live stream. They're not done one for a couple of weeks. I've been very tired. I've just been busy working on other things. And Eirik, the man in many hats, has come back. Take care. And he's got the beer emoji. I started to use emojis a bit more. I really must go out and buy a book explaining what emojis are and giving some kind of explanation to each one. Because some of these emojis I just can't understand. They're like, what does that mean? I can understand that one. That means beer. But I don't think Streamlabs support emojis. I'm not sure. Make sure I've not turned off the old speaker. I know, bad Bragi. There we go. You can hear me again now. I think I managed to turn off the speaker there for a minute. You'll probably hear me going. no sound. At least I'm not having that irritating buzzing noise. But I figured out how to get rid of that. You just restart the live stream. Or you get a big hammer and you smack the phone a few times. So, oh yes. No, and he says, the Irishman says, oh, okay, you're back. I am back. There's my back as well. So, ha 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 ha. Yes, it's me. I've got fat fingers, and some days you can click on the old screen and you can turn things off, like flick over the screen so you can see the farbiness of the room I'm in. Yes, we'll have to get you on a live stream. I think you'll like these. When we're big, we'll get you back on a live stream. We'll split the donations we receive. It might be £1, £2. Although you can donate through the Streamlabs jar, but I don't know how that works. And I don't know how you're going to end up receiving it. I suppose you have to connect to your bank account or your AdSense. So it won't be long until we get Super Chat. When we get to our 4,000 hours a year. We're slowly getting there. So Graham Turner says, I get an irritating buzzing noise most days. Too much Motorhead. Oh yes. The Ace of Spades. You do like your heavy metal music. Yes, I do miss coming round and watching random heavy metal videos with you. Those were the days. Of course, I've got to figure out what video to publish tomorrow. I may need to edit one in a rush in the morning. I was meaning to do one today, but doing a live stream and other things, I've not got round to that. I may have to put out an Egil Folktale, which is bound to be very short. I wish some days I wish I had a very long finger. It'll make life much easier. Yes, as we slowly progress throughout time, fingers will get longer because we'll be doing more live streams in society, and therefore humanity will adapt and get long fingers for pointing at your phone. So Eirik, the man of many axes, he says, yes, Motorhead would do that to you. Or Fedham, haha. Oh yes, I was listening to some Iron Maiden earlier and a bit of Metallica. I do like my heavy metal. We often talk, don't we, about, you know, what kind of music would Vikings like? And I think it would be heavy metal. But would that be the same for the Anglo Saxons? Would the Saxons be into heavy metal? Like, you know, the Vikings? Would the Saxons like Motorhead and Metallica and Iron Maiden and Anthrax? I often think that maybe not. Maybe a little bit not so heavy metal. I think perhaps the Anglo Saxons might like rock music more than heavy metal music. And then what about the Rus Vikings? They're bound to be into thrash, you know, metal more than anything else. Who knows? But it's very difficult to compare what kind of music the Vikings would like when there aren't any alive, technically. Although I'm fairly certain some Norwegian folk and Swedish folk probably still think they are Vikings. And, oh, they are, you know. So Graham Turner says, my pal Bruce was drum tech for Saxon for many years. Oh, that's very cool. Another very cool band. What a great name of a band to choose. You know, we could have a band called Bragi's Hairy Beard. I don't know. Garth's Uncle was a suggestion by Thomas Dale. I don't think Thomas Dale will be joining us. He's very busy typing and writing at the moment. He's writing some short stories and a novel. He's very prolific like that at times. But I did text him earlier on the old Facebook and arranging to meet up soon on a Wednesday when I start going back in Derby for my regular beer. Got to have a beer on a Wednesday. Celebrate old Odin. I don't like drinking on a Monday or Tuesday. I normally start on a Wednesday. Although saying that, I had a nice cider yesterday on Monday as well. So I'm kind of breaking the rules there of when and when not to drink. Damn COVID-19 making me drink more. And Eirik, the man of many axes. That is so cool, Graham. Oh yes, Graham is a very cool man. When you come up to Derby, Eirik, I'll introduce you. We'll have a session of beer drinking on either a Monday, or Wednesday or Friday when I can go out. So, and hopefully this time a massive pile of VHS videos won't fall down on me. Ah, stories, said the Irishman. Oh, I do know many stories. I'm learning a few at the moment. I'm learning one about Forseti and the wise men of the Frisians, which has been told by Tirkir and by a much shorter version by Egil, which is a very good story. And we will talk about the Frisians some more, because they do get overlooked, just like the Jutes and the Angles. Everybody talks about the Anglo Saxons and the Vikings, but we can't forget the Jutes and the Frisians and the other cultures that, you know, have a right to be talked about in history. Let me just flip my brooch over there. I'll soon get rid of this and get a bit not so hot. It does get quite warm in this gear, and I've had the heating on at 24 degrees today now, so it got a bit too warm. And Graham Turner, yes, Bragi's hairy beard. I can imagine the TV series Follicles. Oh yes. So we keep thinking about doing a comedy TV show called the Longhouse Boys. No doubt that we'll get into trouble. I often think about comedy series, what we could emulate. When we get a large budget one day, when we signed up to Netflix, you never know. Infamy, they all got it, infamy. Oh yes. That was me clapping my hands then. I don't know why. Random clap, just don't get it. Yes, I think the longest live stream we did was 5 hours 45 minutes. It's quite knackering when you stand on your feet for 5 hours 45, and certainly the next day your voice is a bit croaky. But then again, that's a bit like being on a reenactment. By the time you come back, you do get very croaky. You do a lot of talking on camp. So Irishman says, I bet he has some good stories, Graham. I bet he does. And the Irishman, Bragi, I have a question about Viking weaponry. Did you know the Vikings used slings? Well, certainly the lower class Vikings would have used slings. If it was a higher class Viking, like a Njal, so you wouldn't done, you would have had a good axe or a sword. But certainly slings are a very underrated thing. Certainly in wargaming, I remember having a Viking army that had a unit of slingers, which were very low class peasants. And of course, let's not also forget the staff sling, which is basically a wooden staff with a sling on it, and you basically sling it over your shoulder. You know, you could throw a brick for quite a few hundred yards with one of them. So, and Graham Turner says, in fact, I first saw Saxon supporting Motorhead in 1979. Expensive gig at £3. Oh yes, that's I suppose a lot of money in those days. I would be quite young then, without giving my age away. Although some of you know how old I am now. I did try to keep it secret on the channel, my age in real life. I can just remember 1979 because I can remember my dad having a tape of disco music, and I've always had a thing for disco music ever since then. You know, Boogie Nights and Earth, Wind and Fire. I don't know why, but it's just one of those first memories I've got, really. Yes, I am old. Some days I think I'm old as the hills. So let us know how the old signal's going. Don't forget to share this as well. One day we're going to organise some live streams and have some actually organised content instead of just winging it. But some days I think you guys like these videos more, the more random, and we can talk about anything really. And we do. Although when you ain't got nothing to talk about, it can, you know, take a lot. You've got to think about things. You know, you can see my brain ticking over. Yes, I do have one somewhere. So it's not as good as it used to be. I've probably killed a few brain cells since a teenager. And don't forget, you can always re-watch this live stream when it goes to being published afterwards. So Graham Turner, Bragi, is 1021 again. Oh, I wish I was. Oh, that'd be very, very old. So Jason Saprangvite says, I'm here for that voice. Indeed, I do have a good voice. I can speak a bit fast at times, so I have to put more of a voice on to slow myself down. Just one of the ways I just speak fast. I'm a fast thinker, fast living, speak fast, live fast, and think fast. But in fact, says Jason Saprangvite, and welcome to the channel. If you're new, I've not seen you before. So it's always great to see new people on the channel. Don't forget to share this video and share our content. We do have a lot of videos on the channel. I think it's about 555 now. But we do have a lot of playlists for you guys to go and find the content a little bit more easier. And if you don't know what the channel is about fundamentally telling folk tales and additional stories from the Viking Sagas. And since then, we've added a few more things like we've got a vlog series, which we are still progressing to film. And we've done some trailer reviews, unboxing videos, comments videos, and a lot of historical content. Seem to be going very dark on screen, I don't know why. It's the Dark Ages. Because the Dark Ages weren't so dark, they was very colourful. I was thinking about doing a video on that the other day. Why did they call it the Dark Ages? And we're always happy to have your suggestions for video ideas. More than happy to write a big list of content ideas and send it to me through the community tab. And over there, you can't see it, but there is a massive wall full of boards. That's the wall of boards. That's got a lot of our future content ideas on. We're working on. One day I'm going to hire somebody to do some research for us. I don't know why it's gone dark. It does some days. If I move back, it might go light again. So Jason Saffrovite says bubonic plague is making a comeback. Yes, there's been a few cases of bubonic plague in China, and I think they're currently not reporting it so heavily. I did see something on the BBC the other day about it, but it's quite scary, isn't it? We've had COVID-19. Is the bubonic plague next? Let's face it, things always happen in threes. I mean, 3 is a very magical number, and we'll be making a video on that. Why is 3 such a magical thing in folklore? But I could read you about 3, but if you really wanted me to, I could read you a little section from a book about it and why 3 is quite important. And Jason says, "Oh, a brave little world. Our brave little world. Indeed it is. We do live in marvellous, wonderful times. I mean, let's face it. I mean, we never got to this stage in society before. But we do need to get better as a humanity and work together to make a better society and think positively. Positive thinking is very important. Get rid of all those negative thoughts in your life and just think positive, and wonderful things will happen. I mean, I never thought I would be on camera on a regular basis like this in my Viking kit, If you asked me 5 years ago, do you think you'll be on YouTube just as a Viking? Oh, no way, man. I'm too busy having a gaming channel. So Jason says, that's sooth. Indeed. Let's hope that the bubonic plague is not coming back, because that would be quite scary. I mean, COVID-19 is a scary crisis, and we've all lost friends and family. I mean, personally lost a good friend who will not be forgotten. And I've heard lots of my other friends have lost relatives, but we don't want the bubonic plague coming back when it's bad enough as it is. But it doesn't make you think, is COVID-19 going to make a comeback in autumn? Now, my nephew Danny, he's been working for an undertaker, and the undertaker says basically to him that the government are not telling us the truth. And he says that they're being told to prepare for a massive second wave. Is that true? I don't know. And I hope it won't come back. We need to get back to some kind of normality. I mean, it can't just be me filming all the time. I don't always like doing these live streams on my own, I must admit that. But I'm used to doing them. So Jason says it's not yet gone away. No, I think the WHO says that we're not yet reached the world peak of COVID-19. I think that's quite scary, and it's quite scary how the fact that lots of countries in Africa and Asia are having fast amounts of increases of spreading of it. So I think we're very far from clear out the woods yet, but that's not a proper saying. So, and DY's Black Wolfie, hey, Viking brothers. Well, welcome, nice to see you again. Always nice to see our old commenters on the channel. And how you been keeping, DY's? How are you? Hope you're keeping safe. It's one of the things Vikings were very famous for, is hospitality. We often think about, you know, the axes and the swords and them being brutal, but Vikings were quite generous people. Of course, if you get on the bad side of a Viking, it's not a good thing, really. Especially if you get into a feud, you know, just read the Sagas. Egil Saga, for instance. So, Graham Turner says, aha, the Dark Ages. It is a rather judgmental title, adapted by previous generations of scholars, referring to the idea that the light of classical learning had been extinguished. Oh yes, that's very true. And the Victorians have a lot to answer for when it comes to these misconceptions about the Middle Ages and the early Middle Ages. And they weren't dark; they were very colourful. You got to look at the manuscripts and the brooches with garnets. Fantastic stuff. Just look at the Staffordshire hoard. I mean, that's mouth-watering stuff. The talent and the skill to make such things is beyond me. And I'd love to go back in time and watch these very clever Anglo Saxons build and make such wonderful jewellery. So it wasn't dark, it was very, very colourful. I mean, you go into a medieval Saxon church, it's not like a church today, it would have been all painted, would have been very bright. And some people would never have seen a church in those days and would have seen a church and think, oh, look at this. Not just that, but also the sounds. I mean, there's certainly accounts of the Vikings rowing up the rivers and coming towards churches for the first time and hearing these wonderful sounds and not knowing what they were. So we often think about the artwork and the paint and the jewellery, but also the sounds as well. And it must have been amazing to be sitting in the long halls, listen to the Saxons told the stories of the old gods. That would have been true inspiring. And I've been there, I've done that. And when I've been working at Forge and TK has been telling a story in one of the halls at Westow, it kind of takes you back to that time. And one day we will tell some more of the old Viking sagas. You just have to come back and get you in 4K, TK. I'd even film me in 8K. We are soon going to have 2 cameras filming, so we're going to have a close-up. The idea is that we have the general shot, so you can see us telling a folk tale, like we are now, and then we're going to have a second camera focused on the face for those up-close shots as well, just to break the pattern of the videos as well. Because I know people like that rather than just continue filming. But after all, YouTube is a learning curve, If we go back 3 years, I learnt so much in between those last 3 years. It really is an incredible learning curve. And I'm more than happy to, teach people and help people. So Graham Turner says, read a manuscript today. It was very illuminating. Indeed. The old ones are the best. It's very intense. Yes. But if we get silent, I start doing a bit of the old dancing. Especially when I get to about my third ale. Just checking on the old live stream, that's very good. Camera's at 100%. One day we will attempt to do a 24-hour live stream. It may take 2 of us to do it. But I keep threatening to do it. I fancy having a go reading every comment on the channel. I think at the moment there's about 12,000 comments. That's an awful lot of comments, but you can have that on one video. So Graham Turner says, I remember telling Wayland the Smith at Stowe, that's Anglo Saxon village of Westow to you folks, when Bragi was working in the forge. Oh yes, with good old Ravy Dave. I've not heard from Dave for a while. I hope he's okay out there in the world. I know Neil, he sometimes watches the content. So Jason says, longer the stream goes, the more viewers you get. No, definitely. We do like doing these live streams. Graham Turner says, wetland, Wayland. Ah, yes, wetland is another story indeed. But of course, in those days, we had much more marshes and wetlands. We take them for granted these days. Let's not forget moors. I don't mean the people, I mean the land. Good old heather. It's very dark from my end. I may need to adjust the lights. I'm going to buy a new set of lights soon. I'm going to spend about £100 and buy a proper LED set I can adjust and also turn blue. I do like the idea of having blue light in the background. So Jason says, what are you sipping on? Oh, well, I can show you the bottle. Today's cider is a Old Mount cider. It is a kiwi and lime flavour. And I believe this is from New Zealand. Yes, from New Zealand. Very famous on the New Zealanders for making cider. Then after that, I'm going to a Copperberg. This is a Perrier because it's made out of pears. Normally, I'll put some Ribena in that, but I ain't got none in here. Oh! Improve the taste. So Graham Turner says, wavy, self-isolating, listening to lots of blues, bless him. Oh, that's good to hear, and say hello for me. Been a while since I've heard from him. Hope he's doing okay. But technically we're meant to be self-isolating, although we've had lots of visitors, including doctors, nurses, the police, for some strange reasons, have been round to say hello to me. Long story. I've not done nothing wrong. It's not me. We've had lots of carers around. As we have a carers in for my father, Magnar, 6 times a week. It's pretty scary, the price of care. I mean, you won't think care would cost 30 grand a year. You know, you work all your life, you end up ill, and you spend it all on care. I mean, I'm in attendance with my father. It's something like ridiculous 115 hours a week. It's like having 2.5 jobs, nearly 3 jobs. So Graham Turner says, certainly will. Well, so I often think of Wavy Dave is an old Viking. Now, I met many a Viking in my time, but Wavy Dave is probably the most authentic Viking I've ever met. If there's anybody in the modern world who was a proper Viking, it was definitely Wavy Dave, by miles. He's got a decent beard as well, which kind of makes the Viking. I'm one of the more trendy Vikings that likes to shave, or have somebody shave for me. Olaf, come and shave me. Although I'd made Olaf a free man, so he can do it he wants now. I've not heard from Olaf in real life. His real life is Mad Max, it's his real name. You often hear about him in the stories. I'll refer to Olaf. Nice lad. But last time I heard he was in Manchester. One day we may unite and find him again. So Jason says, same in America, it sucks bad. Well, it sure does. Although you do have some nice ciders in America. Apple Jacks are quite nice American cider. Kind of is that a cider? Apple Jacks? It's a kind of a fruity drink. I know when we was in America we kept buying gallons of it. I used to love America because you can go and buy 3-litre bottles of schnapps. I used to drink that in about 2 days because it was so hot over there. You just had to keep drinking. And because it was so hot, you didn't really get drunk. But when you did get drunk, oh boy, you got drunk all right. There's nothing worse than being very heavily hungover and having to go on a battlefield in wool clothing. So Graham Turner says, actually, Wavy went to Santorini last year. Oh, in Atlantis. Oh, very cool. I forget what was his last name as a Viking. I forget. I can never remember his last name. It'd be very cool to get him on camera one day. And we'll give their group a shout out. As we're very slowly, you know, on the way to being the most famous Vikings in the world, you know. Not that I've ever done that on purpose to be the most famous Viking in the world. You know, I like to share that fame with other people. It's not my channel, it's your channel. we've always said that. Anybody's welcome to come along. If you've got some Viking clothing and you can tell a story, well, move to Derby. We'll make Derby a Viking town again, city. And probably have a bit of a time of year when we'll go back to Northworthy and go Anglo Saxon for a bit. But let's not forget the Anglo Saxons. And Jason says, yeah, laughs out loud. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. And do you have any more questions? We're going to talk about the thumbnails in a few minutes. I want to just talk about that. I want to get your guys' opinions on our thumbnails. But also like to invite people to make thumbnails for us. One of the things you may not know about the channel is that you can actually help the channel out. There's a few ways you can do that. You can help with the subtitling, which we'll get onto a little bit later. But we do have the options on our settings. So anybody can go and suggest titles. They can go and suggest better descriptions for our videos. They can go and suggest tags. And tags are very important. And tags are the way your videos are discovered. And the way that the algorithm and the search engines discover your content and share your content. And you can also help on all that way. I don't think you need an invite. I think the invitation is open. You just have to go somehow to the video and find a way to do that. So Graham Turner says, I'm not sure. Ulf. Can't remember either. Too much mead damage. Well, if you had some of my 40-year-old mead, you definitely get damaged by that. Because you just want to drink more and more and more. It's very moreish. I'm saving it for special occasions. I've already got 4 gallons left off the 43-year-old. Well, yeah, 43-year-old mead. And Jason says, mead damage, laughs out loud, XD. Oh, yes. I can remember doing that event at Pontefract Castle. In fact, I got a video on my old channel of the battle, and I think I might edit that at some point and put it out for 2,000 subs. It's only about a 10-minute video from about 2006, but it kind of demonstrates what a modern reenactment Viking battle looks like. I'm in it. And I think in that night, between about 7 or 8 of us, I'm not sure if you were there, Graham. You may, I think you were. I think we had about 20 bottles of mead. And I can remember about 3 in the morning walking around the castle's walls thinking, oh, I'm very legless. And look how far that is, way down there. And thinking, it's a bit dangerous, isn't it, walking around a castle at night when you're legless. So that's Bragi's advice for the day. If you get legless at a castle, don't go around at 3 o'clock in the morning, especially the witching hour, and walk around the walls, which are like 50 foot high. You know, makes you think how many Vikings and Saxons died drinking too much mead when they fell off the rampart. Olaf's dead again, he's fell off the rampart. If I could send you some in the post, I would do. I'd order an Uber cab to go and pick some up for you. Uber, special mead delivery. It'll be the first one ever in the world. I bet Uber has never delivered mead before. I mean, they deliver McDonald's, Burger King. Mead King. That's what we need to start. A business called Mead King. Burgers and mead. It has to be boar or a venison burger. So Graham Turner says, I'm special, take care, want mead. Indeed. I'll have to bottle some and bring one round one night. And we'll honour the gods and talk about the old days. And the things we used to get up to. And probably still do. Things don't change. Eirik, the man of many axes, Mead King, love it. Oh yes, I am a genius. There's another of those very clever ideas, as well as Kentucky Fried Duck. You know, nobody's done that yet. I'm hoping somebody's going to take up my idea of starting not Kentucky Fried Duck, a Kentish Fried Duck. You know, it's got to be done. Somebody from Kent's got to start a franchise business doing roast duck and call it Kentish Fried Duck. That's a winner, isn't it? You know, you can go onto that Dragon's Den and put that across, and you're bound to get picked and get £100,000 for your business. Duck and mead. Of course, round here in Derbyshire, we have a local saying, which is, "Hey up, my duck." If I can find how to say it, I'll type it in for you. Although often my dad calls me, "Hey up, sausage." I can't see what I'm writing at the moment, which is pretty bad. So I hope it comes out as proper spelling. Oh yeah, I did it. Yay! I can't see what I'm typing. I can see the letters on the keyboard, but it's not showing up. So that's how you say hello in Derbyshire, in Derby. It's probably more of an East Midland thing, but a lot of people when they move to Derby, they come to Derby, they get quite surprised by the fact that people go, "Hey up, my duck, how are you, them youth?" Well, like I say, my dad often says, "Hey up, sausage, how are you doing today?" I don't know why he calls me sausage. So Graham Turner had good advice. I nearly fell off the cliff outside Peel Castle at 4 in the morning while I was clinically inhibited in 1988. Yes, I can remember that story you told me. And that was a very high cliff, wasn't it? And yours camped quite close to that cliff. Was that the time when all the tents got blown away? I mean, you've not lived and been a re-enactor until your tent's been blown away and you find it 3 miles in the field down the road. It was once very lucky it happened to us and it landed in a pub beer garden. We were quite happy by that. And we decided to stay in the big pub beer garden. It had lots of tall trees and it was less windy. So Eirik, the man of many answers, Kentish fried duck, the duck of evil, yummy. Oh yes. And of course the originator of the duck of evil is here on camera. It's not me, it's Tick here. And yes, it does exist. One day we're going to have that on a t-shirt. It'll just be a duck and it says evil or duck of evil. And then we're going to have a picture of an onion and just have onion underneath it. A kind of a tribute to Techno Sagas. As that was often his comment in the live streams if I'm doing riddles. We'll just put onion, hoping that's going to be the right answer. One time it was the right answer. So, gone but not forgotten. Yes, that was a very short talk on thumbnails. And I often talk to people about thumbnails and I think it's one of them. It's not, it's your little picture on your video. And your thumbnails are very important. They do say you should spend at least 3 times the amount of time on your thumbnail than you do on your video. So Jason says, duck of evil is the turkey. Indeed it is. Won't be long now to Christmas and we get Turkey again. And I don't mean the country. I've been to Turkey, the country. Very nice place. Lots of old Roman remains there. What did the Romans do for us? Left behind lots of walls, canals, roads, coinage, nice jewellery, lead inscriptions, Lorica Segmata. That's upstairs as well. I got to sort that out and pass that back to you one day as well. I said, don't fit me. It's too tight. I do have this helmet. I'll buy that off you one day, Graham. Give me some money for it. I do like that helmet and it fits me quite nicely. It's a waste to, you know, we'll sort that out one day. This is making me hungry. Because all I've had today is 2 cheese on toast with some peppered salami and 2 custard creams and about 10 cups of teas. Oh, it's asking for that. Request is missing a valid API key. So if I can't see your comments, I'll just have to stop and restart again. It's no biggie. But some days the old comments mess up. Now I've done it again where I've reversed the camera. Curse you, Bragi, doing that.